And boom, it's John Crump Live without John Crump. It's the best kind of John Crump there can be. And without further ado, I'm going to bring in Bob. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
What's up, Rich? What's up, everybody? Yeah, I feel like, probably most of the time that I end up here, it's when John isn't. And for a while, I hypothesized that maybe John just didn't like looking at me, but I think I've decided I'm just the closest thing, right? You're just hoping that people will be like, wow, did John grow a beard if they show up 5 minutes in?
Yeah, no, not the case. I don't know.
John's off being the hero that we need, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I knew that he probably wasn't going to be here today. Yeah.
Yeah, he had stuff going on.
Someone has to do it, man. That's what we need him to do. Swamp Dog.
Indeed.
Episode. You see, Swamp Dog said it's the bald episode of John Crump. That's correct.
Yeah. Well, God made a few perfect heads and put hair on the rest. So, can I show this live, or am I not allowed to show this?
Yeah, you can. And Dojanato, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Yeah, those are for sale.
They are for sale?
As of today, yeah. I think they went up last night. I think the stripped one's $199. But the guys were just asking me, like, how many of these are we supposed to put together all the way? How many are supposed to be stripped? I was like, I don't know. They're kind of, I don't want to say difficult, but they're challenging to build versus a Glock, right? Because you have to roll pin the extractor in the side. If you take that top plate off, there's a roll.
Oh,
pin.
yeah.
Because there's no push rod. Other than that, it's not really that much more difficult. Oh,
I took that one apart. So yeah, that's a stock one with the SAS, the Meprolite.
Yeah, well, putting the striker in and out is a little bit challenging as well. I mean, it's not impossible, but to do it over and over again, right, when you're trying to do something at speed.
Yeah, I guess you're right. As a dude doing it on your countertop, you're not pressed for time, so I get it. So that's super cool. I mean, you've seen. I mean, I kind of held up. If I was better prepared, I would have had the gun out of the safe, the one that I gold plated.
Oh, I saw you show.
I didn't gold plate.
Was that on DLD?
That was. Yeah. I mean, I've shown it around different places. So, all right. So Tim Harper's asking. That's a P365 Revelation slide, and super nice slide. There's no MUP 1 version of the 365, is there?
No, and I don't know if there will be.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that a legislation thing, or?
No, it was actually just before. I don't want to say we were about to give up, but I think Jordan maybe Jordan was on here and said there was one dimension, right? That they.
Yeah, I remember it was a little challenging.
We had it perfect, and we thought it was getting centered to the right place, and there was a dimension where the barrel rocks whenever it locks up that was off, that we just apparently can't come out thin enough or out of the mold, I guess, that we were using. It was going to be a ton of money to try to redo all that process at a ton of time. So at that moment, I don't want to say we kind of cut bait, but pushed a hard pause on that. Right, with what's going on with the regulations, like, well, we don't need to dump. If we're going to be, you know what I mean? Who knows? Weeks, months more, making another mold, trying to start that over. So, yeah.
So that's a grip issue.
No, it was the FCU. Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. You say mold, I'm thinking plastic injection molding, and.
Oh no, we're talking about metal. Yeah, I believe we were at least the first ones. The ones we were trying to make were metal injection molding, is what we figured out. Or what they figured out, right? I'm not smart enough for that. Was the process we were going to try to use to manufacture this, and yeah, man, it's a lot of inside corners and crap, I guess, to put it in layman's terms, or the way it was explained to me, like to get all these exterior values correct and all these interiors with doing this step of the process, and then whether sintering or heat treating, whatever the hell the sintering means. You get through all of that, and almost everything came out right. But this one part, apparently, using that same process step by step, wasn't going to successfully get us the dimensions where we needed the barrel lock.
Oh, gosh.
It was frustrating. Yeah.
And I'm sure a stupid amount of money. So Coop is asking, he needs a parts kits for a slide for his MUP 1. You're selling that stuff, right? is that just a stock issue, or is that
Say it one more time. I'm sorry, I was
is
distracted.
that a so the MUP one, or I guess SIG P320 slide kit parts up? Is that a stock issue, or is that like end of life issue?
No, we ran out of strikers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really that
So
easy. Yeah, we just ran out of strikers.
They're coming back?
Yeah, they'll be back. They'll be back. That's not over. I'm sorry they're not up right now. I couldn't tell you when for sure, but that's probably something. Why do I always get a list of homework when I come on here? Okay, now it's probably something I should check and see where they are.
Oh, and I gotta wish Ron Wayne congratulations, because he passed me. I don't know if it was last night or this morning in the number of subs. So he's been killing it.
Ron Wayne.
So that's
I
pretty exciting.
It says Ron Wayne. I need to go check his stuff out still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Among all of the things Bob's doing. So, and I'm gonna grill you. You thought this was gonna be a friendly interview, huh?
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm waiting for whoever. Maybe he already did. I'm waiting for Dojanato. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, man. DOGN.
Dojanato.
Tell me what I messed up on the.
On the board there.
That. Yeah, I can't see on my little screen. That's the
yeah,
bracket.
I mean, I can't read all of that. So, before we get to this, you put out a video where the target was completely safe.
What?
It wasn't you on the Instagram, or?
It's not ready yet. No, that was another guy. I wish it was me. That's not quite ready. But that's how close we are. We think we're about.
Well, you said June. You didn't say what year, right?
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, that MUP 365. That was what? It was 2 years. Now we finally hard paused it. Yeah, that's about right. Now we're hoping before the snow flies, or maybe shortly after the snow flies. But I'm just guessing. I mean, I thought in March, the first time I had one in my hands, or a prototype in my hands, that we got functioning, right? We had 2 or 3 of them out at that the PSA gathering. I was like, that's it. We're ready. I mean, I was saying somewhere, but I was like, I'm ready to make this tomorrow. Let's send them.
Yeah.
It's just
you had them, almost a year and a half ago at the Iraq Veterans Shoot. So the Spring Iraq Veteran, you had them.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was even longer ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's a year ago. I don't know. When was it? March?
Something. Come on here to feel even worse about myself.
No. I'm just saying, you had something out. I know, you had to tweak it every once in a while to keep it running. But you guys are going to be at this year's Iraq Veteran, right?
Yeah, hopefully with what? Well, that's what he was showing off, right? We had to hand do one of the parts. We wanted to make sure that we had something for folks to play with down there. So we will be bringing those. Excuse me while I erase this. This gentleman was kind enough to correct me while we're on here. That's why I've been distracted too, guys. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that looks.
Well, we can barely read that, dude.
Good, perfect. I have it on the computer as well, so it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
How do I make Bob full screen? Is there a way to? How do I do that?
No, don't do that. We don't have to talk about that yet. What do we cover? Yeah, PR triggers not ready yet. We will have them for you guys to play with at IV88. We really hope to have been shipping them by then. It doesn't look like it's going to be possible. But that's 2 weeks from now, Rich. I'm kind of excited.
Yep. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I'm ready. This will be the first day off I've taken on my job.
Wow.
'Cause, they pay me way too much to take time off.
Right. Yeah. I felt that about, I mean, I don't think I get paid too much. But I thought, I don't know, I've had that, maybe that's just part of who you are. I've had that kind of commitment to just about every job I've ever had, all the way back to the
No. Well, all right. Well, so I was 6 months without a job, and they're paying me real good, and I'm paying my way. Forget about not working for 6 months. I was crazy into variable rate debt prior to that, and was working my way out. And so when the carrot of being above water as far as finances go is like just this far ahead of you, every day counts. It's like I don't want to take any time off. I'm like, as soon as I can pay off all that crap and beyond with it. And let's see. Hold on. We got one car fast using all of my pronouns. I appreciate that. Thank you. Because the way I see it in life is if people can make up crap and have, special pronouns, I'm in. Count me in.
Yeah, I think we should I think I've said it or written it somewhere, maybe still on my Twitter profile, I don't remember, as a joke here and there, well, I want to be called this and I identify as whatever. Yeah, I think maybe we should.
Okay.
I don't know. I've thought about that, taking that more seriously. Yeah. Here, I just start doing myself like, well, I'm Bob, but, and my pronouns are, I don't know. Just making up words entirely. We might as well.
Why not? Other people do it.
Jason King says he is your majesty. Right,
well, I mean, with the last name King.
How much longer do people have to go to blackswantactical.com? Is that really getting taken?
I'm not real sure. I mean, I put John said
the shirt.
John said he was shutting it down.
Yeah, I want to make sure to remind everybody. My pronoun is it. Thank you, Swamp Dog Armory. Oh, wait, should we talk about this? This is what I came here for, right? Should I talk about this contest? Some of these guys might be on here. So I sent an email out and invited the 16 contestants, right? So we've got 16 guys or gals. I don't know. All I know is their pronouns and their Twitter or Instagram handles, who threw their hat in the ring to do some aesthetic changes, right? So what did Jordan call it? The JSD Supply Invitational. So the challenge, I guess we'll call it, or their objective is to make aesthetic modifications, whether that be texture, whether that be lines, I don't know, whatever. And the proposition, right, or the way we positioned it is, or the way what I wanted. This all came out of me looking at another frame that came off my printer and saying, man, I wish I had something that really jived with this, right? With our Patmos Revelation slide. So this is all my fault. I pitched this idea to Jordan because I wanted one, right? I'm not smart enough or don't have the skill set or the time to learn the skill set to make those aesthetic changes to the frame myself. So what these guys are going to do is make aesthetic modifications to the DD19 file, right? To a printable Glock 19 compatible frame. And then what I believe we're going to do, if we can get enough folks involved. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure we can. So there will be 1, 2, 3, let's say 4 rounds of competition, right? We'll have 16 folks going head to head, right? So 8 matchups for the first one, and hopefully going to do it all by public vote, right? So I'm trying to get on. I've got 2, I think, so far. Get on as many live broadcasts like this. We'll do at least 1 matchup of judging here on John Crump Live, whereby comment votes. We may put some of the matchups up to a Twitter vote, right? Show a picture. So these 16 folks I'm going to read off here in a second and let you know who is against who for the first round of competition that begins October 4th. They're going to submit photographs of their printed frame with the Revelation on top, painted. They can do whatever else they want after they print it out. And we're going to have them live. Yeah, live voting on John Crump Live. Or, again, some of them will be on Twitter. And first round, so we're starting with 16 competitors. So 8 people, the 8 winners of that first round, will win $100 and go on to round 2. In round 2, we'll have 4 matchups, hopefully on 4 different live broadcasts, and we'll publish that out all over the place, hopefully, right? Twitter, Instagram, let you know what channel we're going to be on whenever we host these. So we'll have, does that make sense? 8 winners. Next round, there will be 8 folks and 4 winners. 4 people are going to win $200. 4 designers are going to win $200 for their artwork. Again, we're going to have 4 either Twitter polls or live broadcasts where the audience or followers get to vote which picture they like, which frame. And then we'll go from 4 down to 2. each of those two, or the winner of those two, will win $400, I think. Anyway, the grand prize, I figured it out. I did the math. It's going to double each round. And the final matchup, right, the championship matchup, the winner will get $2,600. And I'll round this off for a total prize package of $5,000. Now, again, the rules were, right, or rather the premise, right, the objective they were given is I would like it to look good, right? It doesn't have to match the lines exactly, but like to look cool, look like it was made for the Revelation frame, right? One of the rules is also that my name, JSD Supply, we don't want any branding on it anywhere, right? We don't want to own this. We want these guys to make art to match. I don't know if you call this art, right? Art that looks cool with this. What was the other rule? They got to be done by October 4th. Yeah, and we kind of have that same inspiration pattern. Probably, what, is that too short? I've already gotten some people saying, hey,
October 4th.
Yeah, I'm not getting sneak peeks. But
yeah, I mean, if you're doing G19 work, that's, I guess, kind of easy, right? I mean, you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, you know the base, you know.
Yeah, and
it's not like you're designing something that hasn't existed. So there's a lot of G19 files, 3D files in the wild.
Yeah, these guys must be what? They wouldn't have volunteered. Nobody got forced into this, right? Everybody had to raise their hand and say, "Yeah, I want to." So they must have that, that skill set. Yeah, and you're right. They're not doing necessarily internal dimension stuff. But I'm very excited to see what kind of art they make. And the big, right, or what I'm most excited about, or one of the base rules, right, I sent in the first email I sent out, the first message I sent out to the competitors is that, we don't want to host it, right? Most of them have their own Odyssey or their own, website, somewhere where they post links to files for download, right? That was the other rule, is it had to be free for anyone to get to. For anybody.
Oh, that's cool.
I think most of these guys do that anyway, but we didn't want it to be behind a paywall. Yep. Shouldn't have our logo on it. So those of you that show up to whatever shows, once we get a broadcast scheduled to help judge, that want to be there when the first images of these 3D printable Glock 19 frames come out, it should not have our logos on it, right? We don't want to own it. Again, this is all just for fun, I guess. And again, it's all
fun and prize money.
I was printing. I have another one sitting back. I didn't even take off the bed yet. I don't even get one built before I see some other texture, something posted on Twitter. I'm like, oh, I want to print that. And just one day I said, man, it'd be really cool, but I'm too stupid to make one that looks really good with that Revelation slide. But hey, Jordan, can we have a contest? And, so before I waste any more time, should I read?
Tell us who's in the contest. You can do the head-to-head part,
yeah. I have it over here in case you wonder why I'm not turning around here. I have it here too. So matchups for week 1 competition are I Print Shit versus Orion Defense Group. Oh, and I didn't say I was going to do it live, then I realized I'm using my phone to be on your show, so I can't share my screen. I was going to try to share the random.org list generator, so I just did it right before I got on here. I Print Shit and Orion Defense Group. KM3D versus Chairman Juan. Middleton Made versus, I'm sure I'm still pronouncing this wrong, Dojanado? Do you know how to pronounce that, Ritz? Dojanado. My bad. And Digital Nimbus Labs versus Quran. Phil Fisher versus Anon Nanarchist 13. Mr. Snow Makes is up against Trophy Trout. Freeman 1337 versus Vityaz, Vityaz. Hopefully I'm pronouncing or spelling all these right. But we'll put a picture of this board or this list on the Twitter later in case you guys want to make sure you follow them. I think most of these are either Twitter or Instagram handles. And the last one is Moderator Gage from Black Lotus Coalition versus Print Bunny.
Okay.
Like the Doge meme. That's assuming I'm saying Doge correctly. Like the Doge meme and Tornado. Doge. Am I saying that right, Rich?
Yep.
All right. Good.
Cool. Oh, okay. We got a lot of people in here. So Trophy Trout's in here. Mr. Snow. Dogenado.
Yeah. I was thinking that when this list ran, and I thought about coming on here and be like, okay, so I want to read you guys the first matchup list I made, right? Because I just had it randomized the list and then it read it down, right? The first one versus second one, third one versus fourth one from a random list. I saw some of these and some of them were names I knew, right? The Trophy Trout's putting like, oh man, I can't put Trophy Trout up against Mr. Snow makes. And that's just because I've seen a lot of what Mr. Snow does. But back to what we were talking about a minute ago. We're not asking, right, these guys, right? One, they all volunteered, so they at least know something about layering, making that texture, however the hell you do that in whatever program and putting it on a frame. And two, it's more about creativity, right? We're not asking anybody to do any math. You don't need to reinvent something, right? You're not producing a brand new gun from the ground up. So yeah, Trophy Trout. Yeah, again, my instinct was, oh man, these guys, I've seen a lot of stuff and I know they're good. We can't let those guys be up against each other. That's not fair. And I was like, you know what? I have no idea what creativity level any of these guys is up with. JSD Supply says he thinks the top prize is 2K. Well, maybe I did some of the earlier prizes wrong. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I remember I was going back and looking at the JSD Supply Twitters. I saw one that said that the total prize purse was $5,000. So I did the doubling up from the bottom. But I'll have to do that math again. I did 1, 2, 4, 8, and then what I ended up with at the end was that number. But I don't math good.
So October 2nd is going to be the first round. Is that
October 4th? Well, we're going to
October 4th.
Yeah, October.
So
2nd.
That's Monday.
Yeah, October 2nd is the second day of IV 88. I think.
Right.
9:30, 1, 2. Monday will be the 3rd.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I was assuming that the 3rd will be me hopefully. Combining all the photographs together, right? I don't know if we'll need it that way. I'm going to try to put the two images, whoever versus whoever, right? I'm going to put those two photographs on kind of one slide, one image, so it's easy to put on the screen when we do the judging on whatever broadcasts. We have a couple volunteers. If you know anybody or anybody that's watching this right now, if you whether you normally do live broadcasts or not, and whether it's on YouTube or Utreon or some other streaming service, if you want to do a live broadcast and host a head-to-head, right? Host a matchup, help us do some voting, figure out a winner. Let me know. support@jsdsupply.com. Email me and say, hey, I got a show. Here's the link. And we'll get it done, man. Yeah.
Very cool. Let's see.
Sorry.
So I know who that's in the contest is going to be at the Iraq Veteran Shoot. Because I know Mr. Snow's going.
I know Snow is, right?
I don't know about Come Out and Play or Trophy Trout or Doge NATO if they're going to the Iraq Veteran Shoot. And I heard something like there's 500 people going to be there. I don't know if that's like a record number. Do you know the numbers on that?
I couldn't begin to guess how many people were there that time that we went, man. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought the time we went it was like 300.
That sounds about right. Yeah, we gotta also. There's a lot of in and out as well, right? There's people on Saturday. I forget.
Yeah,
a couple of folks I had heard were only coming on Sunday. I think.
Oh yeah.
2 on Sunday. Yeah, we didn't even know it was 2 days. Whenever we went, we thought it was just Saturday. We had no idea Sunday was an actual race day. I thought it was just teardown.
So Friday's the dinner,
right?
So that I plan on being there for the dinner, and I'm going to leave Sunday morning right back because I got like a 10-hour drive. So
you're driving?
Yep. Yeah, because I don't have enough money to fly.
I was surprised. It was too expensive, I guess. But the versus driving, we're flying to Charlotte. And an hour and a half, the money versus driving with gasoline and everything else, it just made sense. We're flying to Charlotte, which is like 90 minutes, and then we got to drive 90 from there.
Well, and you know what the killer is for a lot of people that are flying in is the rentals are costly. The rentals will eat your lunch. That's a lot of money.
The Turo seemed about what it was. I mean, I guess I didn't get what we usually get. We usually assume we're all kinds of gear and 6 or 7 people that we're going to have to drive around. So we normally get like a Suburban or a Tahoe or something. Something different this time that was less expensive. Those, but they seem to be in about, and maybe it's because they shouldn't be that expensive in Charlotte, huh? Typically, I guess in my head, I'm thinking of when we go to SHOT Show in Vegas once a year and how much that costs. I guess comparatively,
Right.
Charlotte rentals should be less expensive. I'm looking at it through the wrong lens. I was like, oh, no, what's Rich talking about? That's about the same as we usually pay. Like, no, but it's not. Yeah, because Charlotte should not cost what Vegas costs, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, beginning of the summer, I was up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the car rentals were killer. I couldn't believe how much it was. And so that was my first Toro experience.
Yeah, I guess I don't understand how inflation and economy works either. So I have an alert set up on my phone for the Charlotte flight because I was trying to find, right, everything's been ridiculously expensive. And I knew about the normal distance from flight time when the flights usually bottom out, but I set up an alert and I just left it on this time after I already had hours booked. And they seem to be climbing, and I don't understand. So I thought the inflation, right, or whatever other factors pushing us into a recession. And now the same flight's like 25 or 30% more than it was. Like 3 weeks.
Yeah, flights aren't cheap right now. I'd love to drive my wife's car because she's got the Comma AI in it, which there's nothing better than. Oh well, you drive with Jordan, right? Jordan's got the Comma AI going. I love that stuff. I mean, you get on the highway, just push a button and just like sit back.
Except the one time I put him under a tractor trailer.
Oh yeah?
Did you know this?
No.
Oh, I'll have to take a picture someday. I don't even remember what happened. I don't remember how long ago that was. After he got his Hyundai.
The Comma AI messed up.
The one side of didn't stop. Well, I don't know what kind of intersection it was, if that makes sense. Like it may have been the tractor trailer came up too quickly or blew a stop sign or something. I think that's what it was. I think either the tractor trailer didn't yield or blew a stop or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't necessarily the Comma AI to blame.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, oh man, but we all kind of, I think some folks had some fun at his expense though, whenever it happened. Self-driving cars aren't quite there, are they? But a human driving a car probably would have had the same accident, if that makes sense.
Yeah. My daughter lives 4 hours away, and it's all highway. So you get on the highway, push the button, and I love it. It just excites me. Don't get me wrong, I drive a manual transmission sports car, and if it comes to the curvy stuff, throwing the gears around, I'm all in. But if I'm going to be sitting on the highway for N number of hours, I'll push a button and lay back, and relax.
Yeah, I'll get one of them someday. Somehow that kind of money. Or the prices will come down. Actually, when I got the used I was driving right now, they were almost there. It was smaller cars like the Leaf, right?
Do you want a Comma too?
I'd be driving I don't know if that'll plug into my 2014 Civic.
Well, do you have the lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control?
No.
Yes.
No. Sorry. I'll get there someday.
Ooh, wait. I'm not sure what Ron's saying. He's like, don't be a surf rich. But we did have a question. Let's see. Somebody asked about doing a head-to-head on Out of Battery.
I think they didn't email me back. Who was it? Anon Anarchist 13. Anon Anarchist 13 said he had already reached out to them. So we may have one matchup on there already. Maybe they'll want to. Maybe we'll do to the first round, same place. I don't know. We'd like to try to spread it out, but if we don't get enough shows to go that first week, we may just do 2 on one show. Mm-hmm. Hold on. I'm going to... down. You got
16 contestants. Is Dark in there or no?
No.
Wait. So Dark is out. Hey, and we got a contest. So it's me, Crumpy, Swampy, and Dark for the shortest AR. And there's a couple of rules in there. So it has to have a buffer, has to have a gas system, has to be a regular AR, like a mil-spec AR lower receiver, and a centerfire rifle cartridge. And they said 5.7 doesn't count. I'm like, damn it. Because I was all ready to do, a blowback, bufferless blowback 5.7. But
are you done? That's right. I just what was that on Crump? Was on Dark the other night.
I'm not done. But it's I got one thing to do, and I do have a bag of parts. You know, building an AR takes a few minutes, so not going to be that big of a deal for me to knock it out. I'm pretty. Yeah, I kept extending it. It was let's see. It was the end of August. Then I got it extended to the 14th, and I'm like, hey, can we extend it out to like Iraq veterans since we're all going to be there? So I'm probably going to be the biggest loser.
Well, is it?
But
does it have to function?
Yeah, it has to function, and it can't keyhole at 10 yards.
Oh.
So and Walter Keller of Safety Harbor Firearms is going to be my co-conspirator on the project. So.
What do you mean co-conspirator? Was that allowed, or is people allowed to help you? You don't have to do it all yourself.
Well, I mean, get a little help from a friend, right?
Amen.
So, all right. So we got 16 people in there. You only read like the first week. Do you want to go over the whole list?
No, that was all of them.
Oh, that was all of them? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I print shit and Orion Defense Group. That's 2, right? 1, 2. KM3D versus Chairman 1. That's 4. Middleton Made and Dojanada. That's 6, right? Right? Is that 6? Yeah. Digital Nimbus Labs versus Cron. That's 8. Phil Fisher and Anon Anarchist. 13. That's 10.
10.
Mr. Snowmakes and Trophy Trout. 12. Freeman 1337 and Vityaz, Vityaz. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but every time I say it and read it, it sounds funny coming out of my mouth. That's 14. And Moderator Gage and the Print Bunny, 16. Yeah, 16.
Oh, cool.
8 matchups, 16 people. It's going to be intense, man. Now, I'm really excited. Like I said, I just got to, I got to pick out some colors and order a bunch more filament, I guess. Because obviously, I'm going to have to, I want to print all the things.
Oh, okay. So, do these have to function? Is it just an aesthetic, or?
I mean, it's going to function. I don't think I need to say that. Hey guys, it has to function. There's a competitor, like we were talking about. They're just doing exterior mostly changes, I guess. But I do know
our glongs.
At least one of the competitors, yeah, you're heading right the direction I'm saying. At least one competitor may be adding accoutrements to the exterior of his frame. So yes, it does still have to function. Yeah.
So glongs are okay.
Yeah, but that's kind of, I mean, yeah, and you can glong it. I've actually, until I saw this one competitor's, I don't want to rat him out unless he comments that I should talk about it. No, I won't talk about it. Well, it's already been shown around. Those of you that follow him have an idea probably what I'm talking about. Yeah, it wasn't until he showed me that thing that I was like, wow, things could get really interesting. I was kind of hoping. I mean, again, these guys are competing, right? They want to make the best art to make it to the next round. But I'm really hoping we have some really interesting attachments. Yeah. Or printable attachments. Or I guess the attachments could hold something else. I don't know. Yeah. I'm hoping we get some more glongs or various.
Some out of the box thinking.
Yeah. Some cool stuff hanging off the sides of things. Yeah. I think that'd be real interesting.
That's cool. I'm excited. So it's not just a Cerakoting exercise, although it could be.
Well, yeah, they can add Cerakoting or painting if they want, but yeah, this has to print out, right? So whatever they're adding has to print out, right? Has to be part of the file, I guess. If that makes sense. Somebody should download one file, right, and dump it into, open it in Cure or whatever in their slicer, and do their infill settings and everything, and save it to their card and push the button on their printer. Yeah, and they should produce whatever the thing is. They shouldn't need to.
So, are there any rules on like optics, lights, accessories, or just it's all open?
No, I don't care. Yeah, I guess. If you're saying, could it have an attachment for an optical light or an yeah, I mean, it can have.
Well, I'm just saying, like, hey, if it had stuff on it.
Yeah, they could stick.
bayonet, rocket launcher.
That's fine, but I would encourage. I
chainsaw.
guess we're like right. We're letting the general public, right. We're putting this to votes, kind of right. Whether it's comment votes on the show or Twitter votes.
Now, are
But
you worried about the Bodie McBoatface factor?
no. What's that?
Really, you don't know about Bodie
I
McBoatface?
don't know what that. No.
I'm a little shocked. So in England, they had some research vessel, and they gave it up to the public to name it. And the name that one was Bodie McBoatface.
They did that with the new mascot for our NFL team. That was years ago. I don't know how long ago it was. I don't remember what won, but the whoever was in charge chose to not use the one that won. I don't even remember what it was.
Or more pertinent, the Yeet Cannon. Yeah, that would be in the same.
The Yeet Cannon, yeah. But they wanted the name, or they didn't even have a mascot. They wanted a name for a mascot for the Pittsburgh Steelers, actually. And we have a thing. I don't even know if he forgot. I don't even know if a guy in a suit dances around at the games anymore. I haven't been to one in forever. But we ended up with Steely McBeam. But whoever, just basically, right? You look like a cartoon version of a football player with a hard hat on, with a short piece of a steel beam attached to the hat. And I was like, wow, I can't believe anybody spent time or money creating that. It was pretty awful.
That's like the CEO's son came up with that, right?
Had to have been. No, they did it publicly sourced it. I don't remember what the winner was, but I remember that's how old I am. I remember reading in the newspaper on the front page. No, PDW, etc. has to be like, yeah, that's fine. They all know that. Yeah, it has to be a G19 base file. Yeah. No PDW. Yeah. Yeah, I think I wrote in the rules that it has to use somebody has to be able to produce it with the parts that are in there. So if someone for their photo wants to attach, right, a light or a red dot or something weird to it to show that they made this attachment for this other product, that would be fine. If that makes sense. But yeah, base file has to be printable by anybody. That's a good call. I'm glad Jordan put up there. I'm glad you asked that question, but I believe all the competitors understand that. Yeah.
Well, it's I don't know if you follow auto racing, but there's an art to cheating within the rules.
Well, again, yeah, and then I'm gonna rely on the what am I gonna call it? The goodness and the integrity of my fellow man. That when we get to the judging episodes, that everyone won't vote for the one that I don't know that has something that didn't fit.
Well, yeah.
But they probably won't. They'll vote for the one that has a V8 Chevy engine with a crank Gatling gun hanging off the bottom of it. Like that one's fantastic. Right. Like that wasn't the point, man. But okay.
Well, I mean, you've watched Roast Your Build, and when they do a public vote, some of them it's like no, if you go back and you look there, it's like no, there was something significantly better, but this stuck in people's minds, and they upvoted it.
Just like the VHS and beta situation. You're
kind of, yeah. Oh, dude, I go back to 3/4-inch videotape. So,
I can remember
and Ikegami cameras with Plumicon tubes.
Not far behind you. There were still some classes that used the click, 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 click when I was in like middle school, I think.
Oh gosh, yeah. Well, actually, in high school, I did an animation with like 16mm film, or was it whatever?
Right on. Yeah, we have to talk about all that.
Class.
Don't you used to do news and stuff on your channel, didn't you? What happened? What did Dick Heller win today?
So I believe it was magazine capacity.
Yeah, I had no idea that existed. Just before we got on here, I had another, whatever Instagram or something else fly across my feed about it that I actually read, right? And I heard I think it was John, right? Did John break it last night or this morning? Is the first video I saw about it.
Well, I Dick Heller works very closely with GOA, so John would have been in the loop on what was going on with that. So anybody that's close, Eric, Iraq veteran, who else? I don't think Langley Outdoors is with GOA, but Jared Guns and Gadgets, they're all tight with GOA. I think Mr. Guns and Gear also is close with one of the lawyers at GOA. So they always get the inside scoop on that kind of stuff.
And
So yeah, just
good.
Yeah, you're saying news and stuff like that. Yeah, I was having fun doing some like news stuff in the evening on my channel, and I just kind of fell out of that. And we had a couple of big weeks in the gun world, gun news. So last 2-3 weeks, I was thinking about doing a weekend roundup, but I've just been busy with my personal life and haven't been able to get on and do it. So. Yeah, I mean, it's all fun stuff I like to do, and I might get back to it. But yeah, with projects and my truck's still in pieces, so I got to get that back together. And we had power out for 5 hours yesterday here.
I did see you write that. You're doing the right thing. Just started recording stuff again. My YouTube kind of went dark. It got super busy. Not like DLD after dark, just dark. I hadn't been doing anything. Decided to do something. I taped my first experience shooting a suppressor and did like comparisons, slow motion with it off, with it on my 11.5-inch AR, and was real excited. Like, wow, I'm doing something again. And then I got apparently my second strike. I don't know when my first strike was, but I got a second strike.
Shoot! Yeah, YouTube has been like. YouTube has been axing 2A guys. So
I'm going to lose the channel pretty soon. So that'll be a nice weight off my shoulders, because every now and then I say, man, I really should do something again. I want to do that again. But I think it's 3 strikes and you're out, right? And I can just they can make that a decision. I don't have to make it.
So what did you violate, or they claim you violated?
So actually I got 2 strikes. It's almost like if they do 1 strike and you appeal, maybe I'm wrong. This is the way mine went. Maybe they're not. If you appeal and they turns out that the bot was wrong, or whoever struck you the first time, I think they immediately go looking to find something else to put another strike on. So
yeah, I think it.
I got the first strike and that I appealed was trigger assembly. Literally just a trigger housing, a trigger spring, and a trigger bar. It's one of my oldest how-tos that people actually use and comment on, right?
Sure.
Literally just that. A housing, a spring. I go over there.
Seriously, I look at the video, it's like, does the spring go this way or that way? That's
all it was. And I think it was all of 1 minute long. And that's the strike I got. And I appealed that one.
Really?
It was kind of cool. It was the first time I ever won an appeal. I got an email back that said, we're sorry, your content's being reinstated. The same day, less than 2 hours later, I got an email that a video about assembling a mag extension onto a Glock OEM mag. So I'd literally take an OEM mag apart and put the extension on it and then fire it. And I appealed that. And I said, I don't understand. There's nothing unsafe in this, if anything. And that's what I said about the trigger one when I hit the appeal. I said, if anything, this is showing someone safely do something so that they don't make an unsafe weapon when they're doing a reassembly.
In what I've been told is you should talk about safe stuff being safe.
I'll just quit. And going after.
But so, all right, I don't know how, and I'm not like inviting the devil in or the vampire in the house, but I've gotten soft strikes where they're like, oh, hey, whatever, it's not a hard strike, we're just letting you know. I've gotten no hard strikes. Now, it seems like they had an issue with bullpups for a while, and so I pulled all my bullpup content, and they had an issue with magazines greater than 30 rounds. Now, a PS90, the standard capacity mag is 50 rounds. So I pulled all my PS90 content. It does seem like in recent weeks, P80 Ralph got, permanently banned from YouTube.
I heard that. Wow.
So he's over, I believe, on Odyssey. I know we posted his Odyssey.
Yeah, I'd love to see some of these the alternative platforms. I need to see one of them. And everybody says, "Oh, YouTube's just the biggest. That's where you have to be." Well, that's part of it, but I haven't found any of these alternatives. And I'm not smart enough to write software or whatever, but the UI just isn't there with any of the other ones, right? Like I have everything on Odyssey.
Right.
I need a direct link playlist and curate it for people. Because even searching for things, sometimes I go to Odyssey searching for files.
Sure.
And I have a real challenge finding it. So the UI just isn't there. Whether it's that, Utreon I haven't been on in a while. Utreon may have improved or maybe a better user interface. I should go look at it.
So I've been corrected. P80 Ralph is on Rumble. So if anybody wants to drop the link, I'd appreciate it.
I couldn't get on Rumble. I don't remember who I followed or went to look at on Rumble, but their UI is okay. It's not bad.
Yep.
Rich, I'm going to answer a couple questions about the contest here, just before I forget, if that's okay. We don't have anything else.
Sure.
To do.
Sure.
So Kurt24 want to know: are these people in the contest printing one pew for the contest length, or is it new print every round? No, just one. Just one, I think. I mean, I guess I wouldn't notice if they slipped a second picture and was like, "Hey, here's a new picture. I painted it different." But technically, it's one print. But I won't hold anyone to that. No, if you win round one and you see who you're up against in round two, and you want to make modifications to what you did, that'd be just fine. Swamp Dog Armory. See, I didn't know either. He says, I don't know if it was mag capacity, back to the Heller decision against PC that he won. I don't know if it was capacity or limiting the amount of spare mags. I didn't either. So when that news popped up, I felt terrible. I'm only 4 hours north of DC. And apparently you were only allowed to carry 20 bullets on your person at a time. Apparently it didn't matter how many. Yeah.
So it didn't matter.
Everyone could carry their one mag, right? Because I believe they've got 10-round mag caps as well. So you were limited to 2 magazines. And I don't think there's anywhere else in the nation that has something that kind of what I would consider insane. But that's too far. I'm glad he won that, because my brain started twisting around like, oh, well, if now we're not just right, there's all kinds of places. States
with respect to Bruin. Bruin opened a lot of stuff up for reinterpretation, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, but that's an even slipperier slope, right? Because there's plenty of places where mag caps continue to stand. I don't know if they will long term.
Yeah, they shouldn't. Basically, in a couple of years, I think Bruin will lead to constitutional carry, because when they talk about history and tradition, that there was no carry permit. And so I think Bruin will lead to constitutional carry across all 50 states.
It should. It should. And Rich, I haven't been able to, this is random, I still haven't been able to get to create a profile page that I'm trying to register with MySpace. I just looked at it again. For some reason, the page won't finish loading. I thought it was just my internet. 3 weeks.
I was on MySpace today, and I know I've uploaded a profile picture, and it said I couldn't. So
you couldn't? I still want to
couldn't.
It exists, and I want to be on it, even if I'm the only other person.
It's like a dead drop. Nobody knows it's there. You can't get banned from it because nobody goes to it. Nobody's moderating it. Yeah, that's. So one of the things I don't know if this happened. So first off, do you know Clover Tech?
I don't know him personally. Familiar with him.
Okay.
Is he coming to a rad veteran? I'll finally meet him.
I don't know if he's going to be there, but Clover is like the YouTube whisperer.
Okay.
So you might want to. I have his contact information. I might want to put you in contact with him. I'm not sure, but I'm wondering if somebody got a hate on for you and just started reporting stuff, and that's what happened. I'm just theorizing.
I have all the wrong kinds of fans. Yeah, I finally.
I doubt it.
I finally was not polite to someone too, and I don't know if it's the guy. I'm sure it wasn't, but like the day after I got the strike for the trigger and appealed it and won, the next day, somebody replied, "Great idea wearing black gloves," with the eye roll face. And I was like, "That's weird." And I usually just dust those off or say, "Hey, thanks for being here." And this time I was like, "Wow, thanks. It's been up for over a year, and no moron has stopped by yet to make that comment. I appreciate it."
So I have a super high-performing short where I critique Collion Noir operating the safety on an FN 57 pistol. and it's designed for your index finger. And he's like reaching with his thumb, and I'm like, somebody actually wrote to me, it's because he doesn't look like me, and it's in my DNA not to like him. I was like, whoa. And I wanted to like really roast the person, and other people said, yeah, just let it go.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, well, because when they level a racist accusation against you, and then you're like, the stock answer that they've already thwarted is like, well, I have friends of that color.
Right.
It's like, I usually reply, oh, so you know the content of my character. You know all of my friends. You know who I like, who I don't like. And because I'm white and you're telling me it's in my DNA that I'm racist, isn't that racist by judging somebody based on their appearance?
It is. It
So,
is. Oh, yeah, I forgot, right? Yeah, YouTube sucks. I forgot Mr. Snow. What? I saw him post a screenshot. Somebody downvoted a photo or a short with his dog in it. And I would like to find out who that is. They need the shit beat out of him. Yeah, the one downvote on one of the cutest dogs I've ever seen. Like, you know what?
right.
That person really doesn't deserve to be breathing. But anyway, in Minecraft.
So, I mean, was it a community post he did, or was it a video?
I don't know. I just remember seeing the screenshot that he on Instagram. Yeah, and then he wrote, someone went through and downvoted all of my YouTube content. Over 100 videos, went through and downvoted all of them.
Wow. Whatever.
Yeah. There's people with nothing else to do. That's what else I might have wrote or thought about the guy that said something about the black gloves. I really wanted to say, well, is this really your life, bro? I don't have the time to have that thought, or if I did have that thought, I'd be like, that's stupid, and go on with my day.
Yeah. So pretty much like when I go through my YouTube comments and I see it's about the Coleon Noir video, I just I don't even reply. Like I'm not giving anybody satisfaction on that. And there's a video where I pull my PS90 out of the case and I say, oh, I'm going to assemble my 5.7. I had just a brain fart. That performed really good because I guess everybody's like, look at that idiot. He's got enough money for a PS90 and a 5.7. He doesn't even know the right name. It's like I'm gonna grab a Glock and show you how to mount the slide on it and say, all right, here I am with my Colt 1911, and have everybody lose their mind and share the video.
Yeah, I think I give up.
Or the fun one, I put a $30 Amazon red dot on my 50 cal. That blew the F up. It really. People lost their mind. It's like the correct optic for the gun wasn't here yet. It was in transit, and I was going out to the range that weekend. I'm like, all right, I'll risk, wrecking a $30 red dot.
Yeah, Mr. Snow's got the right idea. I'm going to misname all of my stuff from now on.
Yeah.
ADXR 920, if you wear blue. Well, blue gloves was my alternative. Yeah, they were blue and black rubber gloves. And I was like, oh, I want this to be very monochromatic. Want anything to take away from the information, right? It's just an overhead putting parts together. I was like, white background, black parts. And I hold the black parts up close to the camera. You can see them clearly defined. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was like, oh, the blue gloves are going to look trashy. I want this to be classy, all black and white, simple. Oh, Swamp Dog Armory's on MySpace too. I got to get in now. Sorry, not like you're not I'm not a big fan of you, Rich, but Swamp Dog's in there too.
It'd be funny if there's like a two-way MySpace. That's perfect. Where everybody ends up.
Just take it over. Yeah, if just enough of us get there, right, we'll eventually figure out. There's probably just one guy somewhere that's got the administrator's name and password written in his Trapper Keeper, right? How long has MySpace been up? There's one guy somewhere that's still just paying like $1.99 a month to keep MySpace alive. And eventually we'll just give him $20 and take it over. And it'll be it'll be the new pro-gun social media that everyone's been trying to do.
Yeah, Walter says he's been rocking a $25 red dot on his 50 cal.
I don't remember how much it was. I've got a UTG red dot that's currently on a 1022, but until a few years ago, that was what I put on everything. I didn't have a ton of guns till what, after 2015 is where I really started getting into building and collecting.
Mm-hmm.
I had that one red dot, and I'd get a new rifle or a new shotgun, and I'd put that same UTG red dot. I've maybe replaced the battery once in it, but it hasn't died. It's got, it's the rotation and the cheap plastic flip off lenses. It does green and red lights. But yeah, it's probably over 10 years old. Has been all over the place. Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that that's what I want for the zombie apocalypse or anything.
Right?
That's not the only red dot I want for the rest of my life if the world collapses or to take into war. But not bad. I mean, it still holds zero too. I zero it with the bore sighter when I put it on something new, and it holds up.
Oh, I'm with you. I got a couple of these Fiachi red dots sitting around. I threw them on. It's like my ARC. I figured, budget AR9. Figured throw a budget optic on it. It's just fun.
I think that crap. I remembered it when Dark was talking about him, or he posted a short about him the other day. Man, that Fiachi, I recognize their name. I think they're in my message request somewhere. I should go see what they wanted.
Yeah. So it's funny. They actually reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, you want to review some of our stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, send it." I gave them the wrong address. I guess I typed it quick on my phone or something like that.
Is it the same place Dark's McFlurries are? Remember that?
Oh gosh. Oh. Yeah, so that's twice. So once I sent him to his wrong address, and then was it Saturday? Yeah, so Saturday we're all together at my daughter's apartment in Gainesville, and I'm like, oh hey, schedule a McFlurry for 10:30. So he gets it like right after his show starts because he probably starts around 10. They say they delivered it at 2:30 a.m. Which I don't believe. It kept getting later and later and later and later. So, yeah, I don't believe it. So, I don't know if you're allowed to answer this. Being that JSD was selling P80s, and I'm guessing that was your main source of income. What's the new business plan?
We might get back into that eventually. We're kind of doing what we were planning to do anyway, if that makes sense. If you haven't known, I think we only have one of those red dots on there, man. We got more people working on putting stuff onto the website because the 365 wasn't the only thing that was still waiting. We're carrying a bunch of the HoloSun stuff, the trigger. I need just about everybody probably to help assemble that thing in the meantime. And I don't know that we're done with 80s altogether. I'm just kind of watching what's going on, I guess. And with the trouble we had recently this year, we said there wasn't a need to jump right back in with the half and half either. We had a lot of conversations about which half we wanted. So we may get back into it eventually. We've got plenty to keep us busy. Between that trigger, we're still, besides that one, we're hoping to have 2 more out by the end of this year. There's 365 pain in the butt to put together. And there's going to be a lot of optics. We're getting back into AR-15s. So if you notice, the receivers are still up, and we've had, most of a dozen or a couple dozen kits. Right, we ran out of one part, and we were busy doing the Glock stuff, so all the AR stuff just kind of got shelved. We decided to get back into that as well. I don't know if we got those kits up. We're going to have a bigger variety of AR-15 kits on there. And the Ghost Gunners, those take up a lot of space. I'm surprised how many or how fast those are going. Did you hear the one that you had that broke, that got sent back, that we ended up with, that broke again, that got sent back? It finally works, and I haven't even got to use it yet. One of the guys, the guy that set it all up and made sure all the software worked and figured out the problem the first time, he got to use it. But I was just thinking today, like, man, what? I need to get down there and do that. But I have an anodized one that I had a special serial number, right, a special engraving put on that I want to do. But I know you either can't do anodized, or there's special steps you have to take to do anodized, right? You need to remove the anodizing from the grip screw slot. Is that right?
You mean when you put it in the Ghost Gunner?
Yeah, to use it in the Ghost Gunner, you have to remove the anodizing from. I think.
But you can Dremel the area. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. with one of those little wheels that comes in the Dremel.
Ooh.
Um,
And I was going to make an announcement. So something original is going to be on this show on Monday. So this is the last show of the week. And something original slam fired a 380 round through his hand.
What? What?
So he was on Dark's show on Tuesday night. So Crumpy and I were on with Dark, and then he was in the comments and he jumped on. And so he's going to be on John Crump Live on Monday. So that's, I mean, he's kind of an interesting character.
Has he told this story kind of already, or is this kind of the big unveil?
Yeah, on Dark's show Tuesday night.
Wow, but I didn't see that, so now I'll get to see it for the first time. Unless I go back and watch Dark Show, which I probably won't make the time to. But I'm always, I almost never miss John Crump Live with the illustrious.
Yeah, I see in the chat a lot. So is JSD going to be doing 1911s or anything like that, or?
I don't know. We ran out of those right up before the 24th. We didn't for forever. I don't know. Do you think we should? I'd like to see us at least have the parts kits, even if I know the parts kits were easier to get than frames and jigs.
Yeah.
I don't know if I care about jigs, man. After hearing and seeing that Ghost Gunner run, I didn't get to use it yet, but I think what is it? I think it's 150 or $200 for the 1911 jig setup. I think that might be worth it for me to get it really done perfectly. I think I might buy that tooling set. You didn't already have it, did you? You didn't already send it with it? I can't buy it off of you.
No.
Like the tooling, whatever they call it, the tooling setup, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, well, Mr. Snow is doing cool stuff with the Ghost Gunner, so he's got a 1022 receiver.
I think he was programming that all himself, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yep.
He's amazing.
Multi-skilled guy.
Got your work cut out for you, Trophy Trout. Is he still out there? I'm just kidding. He is amazing, but I have no doubt that anybody on here might have some exceptional artistic talent.
Oh yeah. Alrighty, so we are over the 6 o'clock hour. Bob, you want to tell people how to find you or pimp anything?
No, man, you can go to jsdsupply.com. We just added an optics category, and under the SIG, the 365, the Rev 365, I'm super excited about, mostly because that's one of those things that Rich knows. I don't remember when you got that first one, but that Rev 365 has been
the Alpha 365.
Yeah, I've been testing.
That was over a year ago.
Yeah, trying to get that. So that's pretty exciting, man. And I hide all my videos at putang.com. I haven't done my AR-15 one yet with the router jig, but the PE videos, the MUP videos, they've all long been gone off of YouTube, but they are stashed, linked on there to Odyssey. And if I have to move them, I'm going to pay the whatever $100 a year to keep that site up, just so those videos are still there, are still around for people to use. No, that's it.
Yeah. All my videos go to Odyssey, Rumble, wherever it like auto feeds or auto polls. All my videos go to like 3 different places.
Nice.
So
and good luck to our competitors. Sorry.
That's going to be fun. That's exciting, and I'm real sure in the short AR competition I'm going to be the biggest. So maybe not such a bad loss, but
do you think? I'm just excited to see them. I'm glad to be there. Now are you gonna? Yeah, I'm just excited to be there when whoever has to eat. Now who's judging, or is it just shorted? Hate measure.
So So Joe, Shooting Gallery New England, is apparently our judge.
Nice. And is the Hoff still going to be at IV?
Yeah, the Hoff is going to be there. I talked to the Hoff yesterday.
So excited. That's going to be great.
Yep, yeah. All right, man. Everybody knows how to find me, Flying Rich, except every social media, including MySpace, OnlyFans, all that, but not on Instagram. I am FlyingRich_official. So, Bob, any words of wisdom for closing?
No, guys, stay safe and stay free. That's it.
All righty, and I got to find the end broadcast button, which I do inadvertently quite